To this day, we suffer from the legacy of slavery and the legacy of colonization. For how long are we going to continue to suffer from this affliction? For it is singularly the reason why we are not able to come together just like other races and nationalities have done in this melting pot that is the United States of America. When you ask for the voices of the Irish Americans loud and clear, Jewish Americans loud and clear, German Americans, Italian Americans, Chinese Americans, Indian Americans, their voices are loud and clear. But when you ask for the voices of us black people, you might as well go to the graveyard because we are missing in action. We were taught, we were brainwashed into not even loving ourselves as individuals, let alone each other. We were taught not to trust one another. We were taught not to believe that my brother can, my sister can, but somebody else who doesn't look like you and I is better. As we speak today, black people are listed as 3/5 of a human being in the US Constitution. As we speak today, the redlining continues. As we speak today, African countries are being made to pay ridiculous interest rates on loans that they should not be paying for. Correct. As we speak today, reparations are due. Everybody else has been given reparations, expect us. The question then becomes, what is wrong with this picture? Why aren't you and I standing up and demanding that what is right must be done? You don't expect those who put us in a position of servitude to undo the damage. They will continue it for as long as we're stupid enough to continue to listen to their lies. Wake up, Africa. Wake up, black people around the world. Africa is your problem. Own it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. For Africa to change, for you to be able to benefit from what is yours. What's in Africa is the inheritance of every black person on earth. But the disrespect is not just for the Africans on the continent. The disrespect is for black people around the world. The abuse is not just for Africans on the continent. The abuse is for black people wherever you find us. I'm going to share with you some basic facts. You see, our story is a simple one. Our story is of truth and facts, which are two constants that do not change. And all we need to do is give the world an overdose of our truth and insist on it. As we speak today, I'm going to take you back centuries, long before the children of Africa were taken out of Africa as slaves. There was some serious resistance when the occupiers from the West came to Africa, contrary to what some might think. They didn't just give up their children, but the fighting began long before slavery. And the resistance was those who led them, the majority of them, their heads, as we speak today, are sitting in jars in Europe. Are you aware of that? Our leaders, our ancestors who fought the wars of resistance, their heads, their remains are sitting in jars throughout Europe. And the same people have the audacity to come to Africa and talk to us about human rights. But what's even more disturbing is that we entertain them and we don't remind them of the skeletons in their closet.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel once again. My name is Dash Lifestyle. Kindly for watching me for the first time, remember to subscribe, like, share, and also comment. So guys, in today's video, I want us to continue listening to this revolutionary speech from one of our African leader. She's known as Dr. Arikana. Dr. Arikana, she's calling unity amongst black people, and also she's sending the warning to the Western country to stop invading, to stop destabilizing some of the black countries and also African country. And also she's telling us how the black people, they are being treated in United States, not only in United States, all over the world. The black people, we are being oppressed. The black people, we are not being respected. And because of that, she's calling unity amongst black people. So kindly guys, watch this video till the end, then I'll be back with more comment at the end.
As we speak today, the priceless artifacts that they stole from all over Africa are sitting in their museums throughout Europe. And when you and I, when we visit Europe, we pay to see what belongs to us. Evidence of theft, evidence of murder on display in plain sight. As we speak today, black people are listed as 3/5 of a human being in the US Constitution. As we speak today, the redlining continues. As we speak today, African countries are being made to pay ridiculous interest rates on loans that they should not be paying for. Correct. As we speak today, reparations are due. Everybody else has been given reparations, expect us. The question then becomes, what is wrong with this picture? Why aren't you and I standing up and demanding that what is right must be done? I can tell you why. Because no other race would stand for a minute what is being done to us. How long do you think a finger of a British soldier lasts in Zimbabwe? How long do you think a thumb of a German soldier lasts in Namibia? Not even a minute. They would storm in, kill hundreds, if not thousands of people just to recover that one finger. Why is it that we are unable to come together and speak our truth and demand that what needs to be done must be done? It's because they defeated us where it matters the most, which is the mind. It started with the missionaries in Africa long before slavery. They were sent by the Roman Catholic Church to subdue the Africans, make them believe that when you get slapped, turn the other cheek, and that your riches are in heaven. So by the time they followed with the colonizers to reap and rape Africa, we were already brainwashed. We were meant to believe everything African was bad and undesirable, and everything European was better. And the same brainwashing continued as our children were taken out of Africa enslaved. It continued on the plantations, color gradations, light-skinned versus dark-skinned, field workers versus kitchen workers. To this day, we suffer from the legacy of slavery and the legacy of colonization. For how long are we going to continue to suffer from this affliction? For it is singularly the reason why we are not able to come together just like other races and nationalities have done in this melting pot that is the United States of America. When you ask for the voices of the Irish Americans loud and clear, Jewish Americans loud and clear, German Americans, Italian Americans, Chinese Americans, Indian Americans, their voices are loud and clear. But when you ask for the voices of us black people, you might as well go to the graveyard because we are missing in action. We were taught, we were brainwashed into not even loving ourselves as individuals, let alone each other. We were taught not to trust one another. We were taught not to believe that my brother can, my sister can, but somebody else who doesn't look like you and I is better. The question I have for all of you, just close your eyes and think about your children, your grandchildren. Is this the world you want to leave behind for them? If the answer is no, then you need to have a serious conversation with the image in the mirror. Because it is the image in the mirror that must change. It is the image in the mirror that must understand that you are sick from this affliction of the legacy of slavery. You are not sick at home. You are not sick in the doctor's waiting room. You are not sick in the hospital ward. You are sick in the intensive care. How long are we going to continue to support other people's agendas? Those who stood up to fight during the civil rights movement, during the Pan-African days in Africa, civil rights in the United States, they were all silenced. We are emerging out of a period of 20 to 30 years where just nothing is going on. We are all fast asleep. When are we going to wake up? Reverend Al Sharpton is saying, the time to wake up is now. Reparations now. We know all the companies that benefited from slavery. We have their name. We have the list. They must pay. As we speak, many have pledged their contributions. Guess what's going to happen, my brothers and sisters? Because we are not organized, we will never realize those funds. And they will hide behind, oh, they are disorganized. They don't know what they are doing. I am now going to be asking Reverend Al Sharpton to lead us as we demand those reparations. We need to register a global Pan-African fund that can make sure that we have development in black communities where it belongs. Those funds must be organized. Those funds must be paid for. Reparations for black people now. No more shall we continue to be abused. No more shall they continue to exploit our Africa. What is in Africa is our birthright, and we are going home to take it. No more shall we be told Africa is a diseased and dying continent because they are going to Africa in droves and telling you to not go there. So this moment is calling for unity of purpose. And before I leave this platform, I'm going to ask all of you to take a moment. If you love your children, if you love your grandchildren and their future, to have a serious conversation with image in the mirror. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. I thank you. You don't expect those who put us in a position of servitude to undo the damage. They will continue it for as long as we are stupid enough to continue to listen to their lies. Wake up, Africa. Wake up, black people around the world. Africa is your problem. Own it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. For Africa to change, for you to be able to benefit from what is yours. What's in Africa is the inheritance of every black person on earth. But if you're stupid enough to listen to the lies, and while they continue to exploit your Africa, while they continue to amass wealth for their children, grandchildren, and generations to come, then the joke on you. Why are we still going to the United Nations as Africans? That is a useless entity. It's not for us. The largest voting bloc in the United Nations are the African nations. We don't have a seat on the table. Why do we go there? We go to the United Nations to vote on their issues. They pay African countries, vote with us on this issue, vote with us on this issue. We have no business going to the United Nations, period. We need to tell Secretary Guterres, thank you very much, but we're no longer going to attend United Nations. It's not our entity. Until we have true representation there. Goodbye. Why is it that the richest continent on earth, the go-to place for the world, is painted as the poorest? And I am not going to mince my words. The truth of the matter is the world needs Africa. Africa does not need the world. We have everything we need on earth. We could paralyze the world economies. Take a simple thing. Like we decide DRC can no longer export its coltan. That alone can paralyze the world. So rather than us Africans concentrating on the issues that matter, concentrating on issues that we need to take home, like telling France that 500 billion you're taking out of Africa every year, no more. France needs to be the third world developing country, not Africa. We were way ahead of them in our civilization. They set out to destroy us. And Berlin Conference put the nail on that coffin. So they gave Djibouti the same sovereignty as the United States. They gave Burundi the same sovereignty as China. They gave Togo. You see, the EU realizes individual little countries, they can't survive on the world stage. So they come together as the European Union. Now picture this now. So they cut up this Africa into the tiny little countries, small economies that could never survive on their own, but gave them the same sovereignty as the big boys. So that way, when the little bitty countries go to the world stage for the purposes of development and discussing trade, they're wannabe boxers who are being thrown into the heavyweight boxing ring every day. IMF, World Bank, all other institutions, they make African countries jump through hoops. Loans will never be able to pay. The US, when they borrow money, they're getting it in 1.5, 1.9 interest rate. Africans, when they get the same amount of money, they're paying 9, 10%. The people who don't need a break, they get a break. The ones who need a break, they don't get a break. The sheer survival of the World Bank, IMF, is based on the fact that African countries and many other developing countries do not succeed. Their success is based on our failure. That has to change. And guess who can make that change? We, the children of Africa. The most dangerous African of today is an African who is colonized. Educated or not. What is our education doing to us? What have we done to undo the colonial education? I hear right here in Ghana, perfect example. There's not a single Kwame Nkrumah book that is required reading in the Ghanaian educational system. Whose problem is that? Most African countries, our educational system is still the colonial educational system. So what do you expect from the leaders that we have today if their education remains colonized? It is the educated who are refusing to challenge the status quo and speak on our behalf. Educate.
Guys, I hope you have watched and listened to that powerful speech from Dr. Arikana. She's one of our brave and brilliant African leader. I really love Dr. Arikana because she's that one leader from Africa who she will always fight the rights of the black people all over the continent. And also, she's always trying to unite all black people. She's calling the black Americans to unite with the black people in the Caribbean, and also the African people to unite with our diaspora brothers and sisters. Dr. Arikana, she has come out and say, we as black people, we need to unite, simply because we black people, we are known of not uniting. We are known of not supporting our fellow black people. She has come out and given an example of these other races. You will see the Chinese, they are helping each other when it comes to business. These people, they are helping each other. The Chinese, they will shop to their brothers Chinese store. The Chinese will support their brothers. The Chinese, they want themselves, they want to see their brothers going up. The same way with the Indian. Also the India, they will do shop to their fellow India. They will support their own races. Also, the white people, it is like that. The Japanese, these other races, they are unity, they are uniting. But when it comes to the black person, yes, of course, we are not uniting, simply because you will see that a black person is the one who wants to see a fellow black person going down. When a black person, he has opened a business or a store, the black person will not go and support the black person store. We black person, we are known of supporting these other races. You will see that black person, they will skip the black store and go to the Chinese store, to go to the India store, to go to the Japanese store, to shop there, while leaving their fellow black store. So this is to tell you that we as black people, we are not uniting. We black people, we are not supporting each other. Instead of us black person, before going to the Chinese store, before going to the Indian store, before going to the white store, we need first of all to go to our black store and support them and see them rising up. But instead of doing that, we are the ones who wants to see this person going down. Of course, when a black person has opened a big store, their fellow black person will feel jealousy, and because of the jealousy, they will want to see him closing his shop or going down. So this is the kind of behavior that we black people, we are having, and that's why Dr. Arikana, she's telling us that if we want to gain our respect as a black people, if we want to conquer this world, we need to come together. We need to unite so that these other races, they can stop treating us very bad. They can stop oppressing us. You have seen what the black Americans, they are going through in the Americas, simply because they are blacks. Simply because these people, they are blacks, they came from Africa, so they are not being respected in United States. These people, they are being given less opportunity. So in United States, they always see a black person is associated with crime, with all bad things which it is done in the community. But white person is a good person. So everything which it is bad, it is going on in the United States, they will always, first of all, try to jail or to cuff a black person. So, and this because we black person, we are not uniting. We need to unite so that these other people, they can stop treating us this a bad way. So this is why this is what Dr. Arikana, she's saying. We need to unite. And also, one of the reasons to why these people, they conquered us during slave trade, these people, they came and confused us through the mind. This is what Dr. Arikana, she's saying. These people, they spoiled our mind. They told us that we black person, we are not supposed to love our fellow black person. Yeah, that's why we are hating on each other. These people, they told us that whenever you see a black color, that it is a bad thing. And because of that, also for us black people, we are start hating ourselves because we are black. But I can tell you for sure that we black person, we are having this, our color, it is a gold and it is the best color in this world. Our color, it is the color of the world, not this white color. No, And these people, they came during slavery and they confused us. And also they came with white Jesus to totally confuse and brainwash us black people. They made some of us black person to worship a white Jesus, telling us black person that God is white. That's why up to today, when it comes to some of the African countries, they are still worshiping white Jesus. And these people, they brainwash us. That's why we are trying so hard to educate our fellow brothers and sisters. And one of the things that these people, they manage to do to us black person, they successfully hide our history. And that's why up to date they don't want to give us our history, because they know if we will give this black person their history, they will know exactly them, they're the face of the world, they're the real Jewish. And that's why these people, they don't want to give us black person our history. And also Dr. Arikana, she has come out and say, why is it these people, when they have done something wrong to us black people, we black people, we forgive them. We forgive them easily. But when these people, they are coming to our African, when some of them, they lost their finger here in Africa, they will move away from their country, Western country, to come here in Africa. They will manage to kill or to destroy some of us so that they can get their finger of one of them. Why is it like that? And also, these people, when you go to their museum, they have kept the skulls of our leaders, our ancestors during slavery. These people, they have our properties in their museum. And when we as black people, we are going to their country, they want us to pay so that we can see the things that they are belonging to us. And yet they have denied to give us our reparation. Also, Dr. Arikana, she's saying these people, they have denied to give us our reparation. Some of our African countries, they have been trying to pressure these people so that they can give our reparation. They are refusing to pay. Some of the Caribbean countries also, they have refused to pay their reparation, and yet they want us to forget what happened during slavery. No, these people, first of all, they need to return our belongings in our African. They need to return our treasures thing that they stole, the treasures thing that they are keeping in their museum. In the Europe, in the UK, they need to return it in Africa. And also they need to pay for the damage that these people they did to us black people. They need to pay us our reparation. We are not asking, this is a demand. They need to pay by force. And I hope one day these people, they will pay. This tell you that right now, these people, they have started to fear us black people simply because we are becoming the majority. Right now, black person, we are the majority. And that's why they're trying to deport our black people in United States. Look what Donald Trump is trying to do. He's trying to reduce our brothers and sisters in United States simply because right now they have understand that the black population, it is rising while their population, it is decreasing. And that's why they are trying so hard to get our fellow black person in their countries. You saw what happened in UK. The UK, they were chanting, they were protesting on the street, telling their government that they need to deport the black people because the black people, they are taking away their jobs. The black people that have become successful in their country. So they are feeling threatened by the presence of so many black person in UK. So they came out and chanting on the street their government to reduce the black person. Look what Donald Trump is doing. He's deporting the black person. So these people, they are feeling threatened with the black person because right now we are the majority. Our population, it is increasing while their population, it is decreasing. And because of that, one day we black people will be respected. What I want to tell you that we need to do exactly what one of our African leaders is saying. Dr. Arikana, she's calling a unity amongst black person. We, the black Americans, to unite with the Afro-Caribbeans and all African people to unite with our diaspora. Everywhere black person we are, we need to speak one language. We as African, we need to speak one language so that we can be respected, so that we can conquer this world. These people, they need to stop us calling the foolish people, the stupid people in this world. So kindly guys, I want you to like this video. If you haven't liked, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, then let's talk more on the comment section. See you till next time. Bye bye.